Earlier I said Spark did traditional batch mode analytics computations and also had an interactive mode. You can get to know Spark interactively through the shell. We're going to be using the Scala version of the Spark shell in this course. And that is really the regular Scala REPL that comes with that language. That's the interactive Scala execution environment with Spark APIs and a few objects created for you. Those are famously the Spark context called SC. We're going to be using that over and over again. The Cassandra SQL context, or the CSC, and also the Hive context, or HC. We won't touch the Hive context much, but it is there. Now, if you're interested in exploring Python or R, there are interactive clients for those two called PySpark and Spark R. Again, we'll be focusing on the Scala version here. Starting it is just as easy as that. If you're using DataStax Enterprise, type DSE Spark, and you're in a Spark REPL. There are, of course, a number of command line options that, say, might point you at a particular master node over the network, or limit the amount of memory or cores that might be allocated for computation. So here's an example on top of connecting to a remote cluster. You see we have to provide a network address of the master node for that shell to connect to, and on the bottom you see an example of how to connect to a local master. Once you're in the Spark shell, you can execute regular Scala code, as you see up above, and of course interact with the Spark context, as you see in those two lines down below. Because the Spark shell wants your life to be nice, it gives you tab completion to make API exploration just a little simpler, and paste mode, which is kind of neat. If you have a multi-line expression, that lets you enter that whole thing with new lines. Otherwise, hitting enter is going to cause the shell to actually interpret each line as a separate expression.